The established chain of command, once sacrosanct, will completely shatter into disarray. Loyalty will become a forgotten, archaic word as brother tragically turns against brother. The capital city itself may descend into a brutal war zone, its streets filled with conflict. The seat of power becomes paralyzed, undermined by this devastating internal conflict. The deadly combination of these relentless foreign invasions from multiple shores, compounded by this crippling internal military insurgency tearing the nation asunder, signals the undeniable and terrifying start of the prophesied World War III. This is no longer a contained regional conflict or a series of isolated skirmishes. It is a truly global conflagration, engulfing nations far and wide. The term Armageddon, once dismissed by many as a distant biblical concept, will suddenly become a terrifyingly present and unavoidable reality for all humankind. Nations across the entire world will inevitably be drawn into this swirling vortex of violence. Alliances will shift unpredictably like desert sands, and the whole planet will become a battlefield. The final great war, the one prophesied to precede the ultimate end of this age, has begun. This catastrophic global war will be characterized by unprecedented levels of brutality. The devastation inflicted will be unlike anything ever witnessed in human history. It serves as the divine mechanism for punishing the wicked across the entire globe. The fearsome weapons of man, the gun, the sword, and terrible consuming fire will be unleashed with horrific, indiscriminate efficiency upon populations everywhere. Great cities, once centers of culture and commerce, will be reduced to smoldering infernos. Vast landscapes will be scarred beyond any hope of recognition or recovery. Men will be consumed by raging fire, their bodies burnt like mere haystacks. The sheer scale of death and destruction will be utterly unimaginable to those who endure it. This is the ultimate judgment executed through the terrible might of warfare. The many escalating conflicts, both internal and external, now inevitably converge. They culminate in the long-prophesied, dreaded Battle of Armageddon. This is the ultimate, decisive confrontation between good and evil on a global scale. It marks the terrible climax of centuries of human rebellion against divine law. A cataclysmic showdown consumes the world, a world ripe for judgment. The four winds of heaven, long held in check by angelic power, will finally be released. They are elemental furies, agents of divine wrath, unleashed upon a condemned world. They will sweep relentlessly across the face of the earth, adding to the chaos. The skies above will transform into a terrifying canvas of raw, untamed power. Civilization as it was constructed collapses into dust and smoldering ruins. The world lies scarred, a testament to the judgments foretold. Babylon the Great, the arrogant eagle, has fallen into utter ruin. Her once proud cities are now desolate heaps, her immense power utterly broken. The terrible fury of Armageddon has swept across all the nations like a consuming fire. Famine, widespread plague, and terrifying, unprecedented storms have cleansed the earth. This cleansing was achieved with a brutal yet divinely ordained efficiency. The old world order, meticulously built on foundations of pervasive wickedness and open rebellion, is no more. It has been completely and irrevocably dismantled, piece by painstaking, agonizing piece. This devastating path was the necessary crucible, burning away all the accumulated dross. A profound, echoing silence now hangs heavily over the broken remnants of a shattered age. Yet, amidst this almost unimaginable and widespread desolation, a divine promise stirs. Yahweh, whose righteous wrath poured forth like a cleansing, unstoppable torrent upon the ungodly, now turns his compassionate gaze towards his chosen people, his long-suffering elect. The prophesied time for their ultimate and glorious redemption has finally, thankfully, arrived. Yasharel and Yehuda, awakened from the dust of their long and bitter exile, were meticulously preserved through the raging fires of tribulation by an unseen guiding hand. They are now called forth from the smoldering ruins of the nations where they were scattered. His mighty voice, which once commanded the devastating storms, now speaks peace to their weary souls. The sacred vow made to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob stands eternally unbroken. This is the foretold hour of their divine gathering, the magnificent culmination of centuries of unwavering hope. The rescue enacted by Father Yah is one of magnificent, undeniable power and glory. It is not merely a physical deliverance from immediate earthly peril and profound suffering. It is a deep spiritual restoration, a divine healing of the most grievous wounds. The survivors, the small faithful remnant, are brought into a new covenant reality. The dark, suffocating fog of confusion and abject terror begins to lift, slowly but surely. In its place, the brilliant, piercing light of an entirely new era starts to dawn. This world, miraculously reborn from the purifying ashes of judgment and divine fire, will be governed by true righteousness, by unwavering justice, and by sacred divine law. The old, corrupt ways of deceit and exploitation have been thoroughly purged. Thus, the ancient, revered prophecies find their ultimate and complete fulfillment before all. Every single word spoken by the inspired seers of old has come to pass with breathtaking precision. The judgment upon the wicked nations was indeed severe, yet it was wholly just and absolutely necessary. The immense suffering endured by the righteous was a refining fire, a profound test of faith. Now, the painful repeating cycles of history under the oppressive sway of darkness are finally concluded. The chosen ones, the children of Yashar'el and Yehuda, step forth to inherit this renewed earth. They will live under the direct and benevolent reign of Yahweh himself for all time. No longer will they be subject to the cruel whims of earthly tyrants or powerless false idols. The preceding devastation has meticulously paved the way for an age of unparalleled peace and truth. Yahweh's everlasting kingdom is established, a steadfast beacon of hope for eternity for his people.